tascha kamaditoram kamade kripa mahitvam shanam prapana brindenu maste charanaravindam brindenu maste charanaravindam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hey Krishna, Hey Yadava, Hey Saketi, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Sham Sundar Shikhanda Shekhar, Smaraha Smurali Manohara, Radhika Rasakamama Kripanidhi, Supriya Charna King Karim Kuru. Tavayavasmi, Najivami Tvayavana, Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam, Nayamam Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadiya Paramaradhatama Gurupada Padma, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Ashtotara Satasri, Rupanuga Acharya Varya, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev to Srila Prabhupada and to our entire Sri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Vanchakalpatarasa, Upasana Bhajam, Pradyapavam, Vaishnavi Guru. Our Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, in whose footsteps all of our acharyas, they are following. They are Rupanuga, following Rupa Goswami outwardly and inwardly, both. He has been glorified by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, Stapitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadam Haihyam Tadati Swapadantikam. When will that Srila Rupa Goswami Pad bestow upon me mercifully the shelter of his lotus feet? He is that person who Stapitam Yena Bhutale, he established in this world the Manobhishta. That means the innermost cherished desires of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu came to this world, Prema Rasa Nirjash Kurite Ashwadam, to taste the essence of Prema Rasa, to relish, to realize Radhika's bhav, and Raga Magar Bhakti Loke Kurite Pracharan, and to proliferate this Raga Marg, the path of Raganuga Bhakti. So, if Rupa Goswami had not appeared in this world, no one would have understood the heart of Radhika that Sri Krishna came to realize in the form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And no one would have understood how to attain that supreme position. The greatest attainment for any jiva, that is to attain the Nikunja Seva, service to Sri Radha Krishna in Braja. So, specifically, Rupa Goswami Pada said, Ridiyasya pranaya pravatyam paraka rupopi tasya hare parakamalam vande chaitanya devasya. I give my pranam to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whatever, though I am quite insignificant, whatever I am writing in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilamani and all books, then this was the Hridiyasya Preranaya. It was inspired in my heart by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should know that whatever Srila Rupa Goswami has written, it is not the creation of a poet or an author based on their poetic genius. It is actually the descent of the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna into the heart of Rupa Goswami, and they have manifest in the form of the Katha. That Katha has been recorded in a symbolic form, in the form of the letters on a page. So this revelation of Rupa Goswami Pad, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, and he used to meet with his associates at Siddha Bakul. At that time, he requested, "Oh Rupa, read some of your poetry." And Rupa Goswami, he was very shy and humble, but he read some poems. And upon hearing this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, "Madhura prasanahya kavya salanka aichi kavitva binu nahi rasera prachar." Oh, this writing of Rupa Goswami, this kavya, this poetry, salankar, which is decorated with so many beautiful ornaments and figures of speech. It is a madhura prasanna. It is so joyful and so sweet. And in fact, aichi kavitva binu nahi rasara pracha. Without such poetry, it is not possible to attain the rasa pracha. Rasa, the preaching of rasa, it cannot be achieved without such astonishing poetry. Because, first of all, we should consider this. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur said that you cannot preach rasa. That means one cannot proliferate to the public. Rasa, it's not a public discussion. But here, Mahaprabhu himself is saying rasa prachara. That means in the association, like Mahaprabhu is there in Siddha Bakul with his associates, in the association of those devotees who have been chanting lakhs and lakhs of Harinam for many years, whose hearts have been purified. Oh, in that association, Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti ritkana rasayana kata. In that association, excellent association between Sadguru and Satsishya, bona fide disciples and bona fide Guru. When the disciples are somewhat mature, then bhavanti ritkana rasayana kata. This discussion takes place. That has been revealed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Ritkana rasayana kata means that unless and until a person will hear again and again in high-class association, then the heart and the ear will not become rasa-yukta. That means united with rasa. The spiritual world has a particular atmosphere, a particular flavor. And the heart has to become united with that atmosphere of the spiritual world. And the ear attuned to receiving that Shabda Brahma, that message which causes prakash, the illumination of the heart. And so in excellent association, then the opportunity comes to have the rasa yukta. The ear and the heart become rasa yukta. And there's a sign, there's a symptom. When the ear and the heart become rasa yukta, then one considers everything else in the world to be as insignificant as a blade of grass. Like a dry straw. Param drishtva nivartate. Sri Krishna said, when one gets the higher taste, then he easily gives up the lower taste. So, Rupa Goswami Pad has given an elaborate details, fine details in the architecture of rasa theory. And it is a vast work, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjwal Nilamani together. It is a vast work. And so there he presented the rasa theory. But in his poems, in his dramas like Dankali Komedi, Lalit Madhav, Vidagdha Madhav, there he has given the living examples of every detail of his rasa theory as they appear in the natural flow of Radha Krishna's Leela. Because if you only, just like a person who has a education, he's studying, this is a noun, this is a verb, this is an adjective. So you can learn all the theory of grammar, but then now give a speech. If you only studied the grammar, that does not mean that you can speak fluently. So, in the same way, all the grammar of rasa has been given by Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and Ujjwal Nilamani. But the fluent flow of the language, that means in the flow of the Leela, all of these astonishing details, they are manifest. So, today we want to discuss one sweet pastime, and that is the Gaurī Tīrtha Bihar, the play of Radha and Krishna at Gaurī Tīrtha. It is from the act, the 7th act of Vidagdha Madhav. First of all, we should know that Yoga Maya is arranging. She is the Leela Shakshi. She arranges the pastimes of Sri Krishna in an astonishing way, because Krishna in Braja, he's Mugdha. He's not omniscient. He's Mugdha. He does not know what will happen in the next second. Just like a human being is not omniscient. You don't know what will happen 1 second from now. Airplane could just fly in. No one knows. So, but Krishna is like that in Braja. He's Mugdha. And so, if Krishna is Parameshwara, the supreme controller, but in Braja is not the supreme controller. So, if Krishna is not controlling, then who's in control? So that position has been deputed to Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi, she is the Bij of Vikar in the Swarup Shakti. What does that mean? Bij means seed, Vikar means transformation, and Swarup Shakti means the whole internal potency, the spiritual realm. So Yogamaya Devi, she understands what is the desire in the heart of Krishna. And detecting the fragrance of Sri Krishna's desire, then she is the seed of transformation of everything in the spiritual world. She makes the whole situation move in such a way that that desire of Krishna will come true. So this is Yogamaya. She is the Bij of Vikar in Swarup Shakti, the seed of transformation of the whole spiritual world. That is the playground of Krishna. Yogamaya Devi is Agatan Gatana Patiyasi Shakti. That means she's the power to make even that which is impossible possible. And because Yogamaya Bhagavati Purnamasi, she has the form of an elderly tapasvini, an ascetic, a renunciate lady. She's the mother of Sandipani Muni and the grandmother of Madhu Mangal and Nandimukhi. She lives in a Parnakuti, a very beautiful cottage of leaves, just outside Nandagaon, going in the direction of the Sankirtan Prem Sarovar, on the other side. She stays there. So, but because she's an elderly person, and she feels some parental love towards Sri Krishna, then Krishna and Radhika, they have great honor for her, they have great reverence for her, and they become shy in her presence. And so Purnamasi Devi cannot directly serve when Radha Krishna are playing together. So she is the Yoga Maya of all the rasas. Shanta, Dasa, Sakya, Vatsala and Madhur, all 5 rasas. Wholesaler of the Leela. But she has one Prakash, an expansion, who is in charge of just the Madhurya rasa, the romantic pastimes, who has a form of a young Bandevi. Bandevi means a fairy of the forest. They have forest spirits, Bandevis in Braja, and the leader of them all is Brinda Devi. So she's here today. And Brinda Devi is the Prakash of Yogamaya, and her special role is to manage the Leela of Madhurya Rasa. So, in this Act 7, we see that by the arrangement of Purnimasi Devi, who is an authority on Shastra, the Brijbasis accept the words of Jogamaya Devi to be not less than the Vedas directly. So the Brijbasis came to know from Purnamasi that in Shastra there's a famous verse that glorifies Saubhagya Purnima. Saubhagya Purnima is the last day of the monsoon season. So the rainy season is just now turning into the autumn season. So that Saubhagya Purnima is also the Raksha Bandhan day. It is also Baldev Purnima. It's also in our temples we celebrate it also. That's the last day of the Julan Yatra. So that is called Saubhagya Purnima, also called Shravan Purnima, because it's the full moon in the month of Shravan. So there's a famous verse in Shastra that says, Prasunair adbhutai kanta kanteina sravani dine prasadita prasiddhena saubhagyena vivardate. It means that if a heroine, if a woman is decorated by her lover with wonderful flowers on the full moon day in the month of Shravan, then she will attain the ever increasing good fortune. She's fortunate on that day, but from that day, her fortune will never be lost. It will increase more and more and more. So, now the news is out in the village. What kind of effect will that have? So because in Braja, there are so many gopis and they're all in different groups. And everyone's thinking, oh, if Krishna can meet with my Yuteshwari, with the lead of my group, and he can decorate her with flowers on this day, then she'll always be victorious and become more and more and more victorious forever. So Yoga Maya Purnamasi Devi Purna, oh, you should know that in Shastra it is said, and she will tell the verse, knowing full well that it will make a frenzy among the whole of Braj, only among the gopis, right? The others don't think about it so much, but all the young gopis are thinking, how can I give the astrological advantage to my Sakhi that she'll always be successful. And so, as soon as this news came out in Braja, then everyone is planning scheming and counter-scheming. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Pada said, Bahu kanta bina nahi rasera ulas lila sahai lagi bauta prakash. Unless there is Bahu kanta, unless Krishna has many different beloveds, then the rasa, there's not rasa ulas. We were speaking about the meaning of ulas. It means expanding so much, it's just overflowing. So rasa will not go to its highest point unless there are many beloveds. And the reason for this is because when there are many heroines, then there is prema pratiyogita. Prema pratiyogita. That means love competition. They become, some become allies and some become rivals, but they're competing with each other to outdo each other in providing Krishna with the most amazing experience. Our kunj should be more decorated more beautifully, it should be more fragrant, our music should be better, our food should be better. So everyone is competing with each other. And who benefits from this? Krishna. So Bahukanta Bina Nahi Rasa Ulas, the ras does not go to the highest point unless there is the Prema Pratiyogita, the competition between many beloveds. So actually from the point of view of Siddhanta, then Lila Hasahai Lagi Bauta Prakash, therefore in order to see Krishna this highest pleasure, Radharani, she's the Purna Shakti. Krishna has one Shakti. That is, she's the Purna Shakti Radhika. And Radhika herself has become all of these gopis who are all competing with each other. They're all the expansions of Radhika herself. Ananda Chinmaya Pratibhavitabis Tabiya Eva Nija Rupataya Kalabi. All the gopis are the kala, that is the Kaya Viewer Rupa, expansions of Srimati Radhika. So, you should know that in Sahitya, in the literature, in Vedic literature, when there is a drama, in the science of dramaturgy, then a drama is understood in terms of 6 components. So, the first component is called Katavastu. It means the plot. The drama should have a plot, Katavastu. So, generally in Western drama, the plot is based on Sangarsh. That means conflict, a struggle. There's a hero and he's struggling, and in the end he overcomes all the obstacles, and the plot is based on this. But in Vedic drama, that is secondary. The main thing is the rasa. How the mellows of love will be manifest in such a way that all the audience can taste rasa. Then the second point is called Charitra Chitra. That means the development of the characters. That the dialogues, the speech should go on in such a way that the audience is becoming familiar and knowing the personality of each person. And that everyone speaks in their characteristic way. They cannot break character. The one person speaks politely one day and then he speaks rough in another day. He speaks like a demigod one day and then like a yokel farmer on another day. All the characters have to be developed systematically and uniformly. So the development of the characters comes out by their actions and also sambad, through dialogues. And the dialogues also, Sisi Radha Govinda Ju Ki Jai. There may be many aspects in the development of the story that cannot be presented on the stage, so they can be presented in the form of dialogue. So this happened and this happened, and so you jump through time a little bit to the next event, but be informed about what happened in between in the sambad. Then the next one, the fourth one, is Vatavarana. Vatavarana means the atmosphere. Because if you make a drama here, then you all come and you came from whatever, Gainesville or Alachua or somewhere, then you may not be in the same mood as the location of the drama. And so the playwright, through the dialogues, through the speech, has to impress upon the audience, where are we? What is this place where we are? Because every location or time in history has its own atmosphere. And so the atmosphere has to be established by the drama. Then the fifth one is called Uddesya. Uddesya means the motive. What's the point of this drama? So now you can see most type of entertainment, the point is to make you become a degenerate. Right? But in Vedic society, it's not like that. Every drama, the point of it is to impress upon the heart dharma into the hearts of the people. And so by seeing a drama, they understand the dangers of adharma, of unethical behavior, and they see the success of dharma, and they get such a sanskar that when they leave the theater, they're a better person. That's what Vedic drama is all about. It's actually a transformative experience. And the playwright is facilitating the upliftment of the whole society. So now Rupa Goswami is a transcendental poet. So his goal is not the worldly dharma. Dharmaha prajita kaitavatra paramone matsranam satam. All worldly dharma was kicked out from Srimad Bhagavatam. But the uddesya, the motive of this drama is that a message will come to the whole audience. They'll get a deep sanskar. And the message is that if you can become the dasya of Srimati Radhika, that is the supreme joy. Yeah. So those who will see this drama or hear this drama, they'll leave with that sanskar, that the goal of my life, that is the Radha Dasya. Because that is so glorious. Then the sixth component in dramaturgy is called natakiyata. Natakiyata. That means stage ability. The poet should not write a drama that's impossible to stage. Act 1. 60,000 elephants enter the stage. No, you can't write a drama like this because you can't perform it. It's impossible. So, natakirta is very important, that things like huge battles or a house burning down, it's very difficult to make on the stage. Of course, now with cinema and CGI and all, you can do anything. But in traditional times, then in a serious stage, in the company of the educated persons, then the things that cannot be shown on the stage, they'll be shown in the dialogues. But it should not be all talk. There should be action, and so there should be natakiyata. It should be able to be staged in such a way that you have realistic expectations of the actors and the directors and the props department. So that natakiyata is important. So now the curtain is rising. Act 7. Brinda Devi, she comes onto the stage and she's looking around in all directions. And Brinda Devi said, "Oh, the breeze is carrying the sweet scent of blooming kadamba flowers. Buzzing bees, they're humming jubilantly. And they're assembling on the yuti, one type of jasmine flower. The peacocks are spreading their tails and dancing. And the earth has become dark green because it is the end of the summer season. The summer season has come to an end. And now everything has become green. The heat has ended. And these 12 forests of Braja, they fill my heart with delight." So immediately what's going on here? Vatavarana. Vatavarana means the atmosphere. Just from the first opening words of Brinda Devi, everyone is there and brought into Vrindavan. But there's something else. That atmosphere is saturated with Madhurasa. Because when she said, the air is filled with the scent of blooming kadamba. You know, kadamba is the symbol of what? Romance. When the hero and heroine meet and their hairs stand on end, you know, like little balls on the skin. So the golden kadamba balls are there on the tree, and they have very small, they're covered in small filaments as well. So in the Rasik poetry, kadamba represents the romance, the standing of the hairs in ecstasy. And the yuti flowers are extremely soft. They symbolize the tenderness of the body of the heroine. And the peacocks are dancing in a temple. They have, you know, Devadasis, temple dancers. And the Devadasis come and they perform a dance to welcome the Supreme Lord when he's going on procession. So when the Brinda Devi said, "Oh, just see, the peacocks are dancing." Actually, Brinda Devi, she's the goddess of the forest. So she told them, dance. She's the one who's creating the whole atmosphere. It's all going on under her direction. So that means that the whole forests of Braja, they are, through the peacocks, saying, "Swagatam, Swagatam." That means, "Oh, Radha and Krishna, welcome, welcome. Come and enjoy your kingdom." Because the kingdom of Radha Krishna is not in their home, Nandagaon and Yavat. Their kingdom, that is the Prem Raja, the realm of love, is the forest. So all the peacocks are dancing and inviting them to come there. And so Brinda Devi said, now the heat has ended. That means summer is over, everything has become green. It means that Radha and Krishna have been in separation from each other. But now, very soon, they will come together. Just then, Vrindadevi, she looked and she saw in the distance, just by the Parnakutir of Yogamaya, Purnamasi. Purnamasi was standing there and talking with Abhimanyu, Radharani's so-called husband. So Vrindadevi, she did not approach. She just hid and she's watching and overhearing from a distance. So Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh, but my child Abhimanyu, why did you come here so early in the morning?" Abhimanyu said, "Oh, to ask some permission from you." For what? "Please give me permission to take Radharani to Mathura. We are going to move house. We are going to emigrate from Yavat and go and live in the big city of Mathura." Purnamasi then is struck with anxiety. Why? Abhimanyu said, "There's a love affair between Radha and Mādhava." Purnamasi, oh, how ridiculous. "Oh, great hero, who told you such a thing?" Abhimanyu said, "My very close friend, Govardhan Malla." Now, you know who Govardhan Malla is? Govardhan Malla is the husband of Chandravali. So even though Radha is Radhika and Chandravali are in competition, but their so-called husbands are really close friends. So Govardhan Malla is the husband of Chandravali. And the word Malla means, it's not Mala, it's not a garland, a Malla. It means wrestler. He's a wrestler. And so he's very close to Kamsa Maharaj in Mathura. He's one of Kamsa Maharaj's wrestlers. In fact, when Krishna and Balaram, they fight with Shal, Toshal, Chanura and Mustik. So the wrestler that you know as Toshal, that's actually Govardhan Malla. Yeah. So Abhimanyu said, "Govardhan Malla told me." Purnamasi Devi said, "Look, even though you think that you are very clever, but your intelligence is not so strong." You see, you've become bewildered. Your mind has become spun around by the whirlpool of the crookedness of Kamsa Maharaj. Abhimanyu said, No. This scandalous affair is well known. Everyone is talking about it. Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh son, listen to me. Your intelligence has been stolen by this gossip." Because gossip, it's very easy. If one person makes a rumor, it spreads everywhere, then you hear it coming from all directions. Right? But actually, they only had one source. So he said, "Your intelligence has been stolen by these gossipers. Just listen to me." Abhimanyu, "Yes, please, instruct me." Purnamasi's authority in Braja. So then, Purnamasi said that Kamsa is like a tiger. And just like a tiger is going through the jungle and he catches some fragrance of his prey, of a doe, then he sets off and he wants to hunt that doe, even smelling from far away. So the fragrance of the beauty of Radhika has come to Mathura, and now Kamsa, he is like a hunter. And so he's trying to make some intrigue and some politics to get her to come to Mathura so he can capture her like this. And so why, Purnamasi Devi said to Abhimanyu, "Why should you place her in the hand of this cruel tiger?" So then Abhimanyu said, "Oh Bhagavati, noble lady, why are you worrying about this? You know that my friend Govardhan Malla, he is very charming. And he even by his behavior, his loving behavior and his words, he even controls Kamsa Maharaj. The king of Mathura has come under his control." Purnamasi Devi said, "Look, don't fall under the control of these enemies who are there, the enemies of Gokul in Mathura. They are short-lived. That means that those who are sinful, they cannot have a long life." So Purnamasi Devi is predicting Kamsa, he will not live a long life. And this Govardhan Mala also. So we already know what happened to Toshala and Kamsa Maharaj. But it didn't happen yet. So don't fall under the influence of these short-lived, unfortunate persons. Today, I want to place some restrictions on you. So Abhimanyu said, yes, you just give me your orders. I'll do what you say, what is good for me. Purnamasi Devi said, look, you are the cousin of Govinda's mother. What's the relationship between Abhimanyu and Krishna? Krishna's mother is Yashoda. Yashoda's mother is Patala Devi. Sumukha Gopan Patala Devi is the Yashoda's mother. Now, Yashoda's mother Patala Devi, her brother, his name is Gola. And Gola married the Jatila. And their son is Abhimanyu. So, actually, Yashoda and Abhimanyu, they're cousins. And Abhimanyu is like Krishna's uncle. So this is the family relationship. So he said, you're the cousin of Govinda's mother. So listen, if you don't accept that this gossip is untrue, that it's a malicious lie, then at least you should investigate the matter. And if you see with your own eyes that it's true, then you can do as you wish. In other words, you've only heard rumors, but you haven't seen anything. So you make some investigation. And if you see it with your own eyes, then do something. But don't do anything until that point. So then Abhimanyu, he said, I take your order on my head. And Purnamasi gave him a blessing. Oh, may you become the master of many cows. Then Abhimanyu said, oh yes, on the subject of many cows. My mother Jatila keeps telling me. Listen, Jatila keeps telling him, oh son, you know that Chandravali worships the goddess Durga. And because of worshipping the goddess Durga, so her husband, Govardhan Mala, his name has become appropriate. So you should tell your wife that she should also become initiated into the worship of Durga. Durga in Braj means Katyani. Right? So what does it mean that Govardhan Mala's name became successful? Go means cows and Vardhan means increasing. So Govardhan Mala, he has a herd of cows and it's growing at a rapid rate. And Jatila's noticing how successfully and thinking, how is he becoming so successful? It's because his wife worships Durga. So she's telling her son Abhimanyu, oh, your wife should always also worship Durga, and then he will also get so many cows. So Abhimanyu was telling Purnamasi this. And so Purnamasi Devi said, oh, my fortunate child, you should know that very soon Radharani will be initiated in the worship of Sarvamangala. Sarvamangala. So Sarvamangala is also a name for Durga, but Krishna is Sarvamangala. He's all auspicious. So in this way, Purnamasi has given a blessing. Yes, your wife will very soon worship Sarvamangala. Abhimanyu said, you are so kind to me. Thank you, thank you. And Abhimanyu disappeared. When Abhimanyu left, then Brinda was in her hiding place and she came out. And she approached Purnamasi Devi and gave a pranams to Bhagavati Purnamasi. Purnamasi Devi said, oh Brinda, you fulfill all my desires. Please tell me about the sweet pastimes of Radha and Mādhava. Brinda Devi said, oh, the pastimes of Radha Mādhava are the ever-expanding ocean of Madhurya Rasa. Who could ever stop describing them as long as the ananda of the description does not make them become gad-gad? So no one can, those who have a taste for the pastimes of Krishna, Radha and Krishna, they cannot stop. The only time they stop is when they become choked with ecstasy. So Purnamasi, hearing this, she became blissful. And she said, oh Brinda, my dear daughter Brinda, if Hari had not descended in Vrindavan with the beautiful eyed Radhika, then this entire creation would be useless. And especially Kamdev, the god of love, would be useless. So this is really a Siddhanta. Without the loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of this world? All is useless, especially Cupid, the god of love, is useless. Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh, Brinda, I am surprised you came to the village at this time. Why did you come?" Brinda Devi said, "Oh, Bhagavati, I came here because there's something very serious. And so I came here, I'm waiting to meet with Lalita." "Why is that?" Brinda Devi said, "Yesterday, Govinda, Sri Krishna, he requested me." Now this is so pivotal point for the drama. Brinda Devi is saying, Krishna said to me, "Ahara Gaurī Tīrtha, bring to Gaurī Tīrtha Madhu Sriyam." The madhu, that means the sweetness, the beauty of springtime. Bring the beauty of springtime to that holy place called Gaurī Tīrtha. Why? Tatra rantum ichchami. I want to enjoy loving pastimes there. Padmavalambi karaya priyaya padma avatamsikaya. You should bring my beloved, who is decorated with the Padma, with a garland of lotus flowers, and who is Padmavalambi karaya, holding a lotus flower in her hand. So, this was the request of Sri Krishna. Purnamasi Devi said, "Yes, this is an appropriate request." Why? Because today is the auspicious day known as Saubhagya Purnima. And the famous verse said, "Prasuna abhuta kanta kantena shravani dine prasadita prasiddhena saubhagyena vivardate." If a heroine is decorated by her beloved with wonderful flowers on the full moon day in the month of Shravan, then she will attain ever increasing good fortune. So this is very good news that you have come here. You're waiting for Lalita, and Krishna has told you you should bring. Here, there's some internal meaning. Bring to Gaurī Tīrtha Madhusriyam, the beauty of spring. But here, what is the beauty of spring? It is the Ban Biha, loving pastimes. You should manifest the beauty of spring. That means the loving pastimes in this Gaurī Tīrtha by bringing my Priya, my beloved, who is wearing a garland of lotus flowers and carrying a Padma, a lotus in her hand. This is what this was the inner meaning of Krishna's words. But the problem is this. Brinda Devi said, when Krishna spoke these words to me, there was a parrot in the tree. And the parrots are all over Braj. So this is the thing about being in Braj. If you tell someone a secret, there's always some parrot somewhere that overhears it. And then will just fly somewhere else and just blab your secret everywhere. And without you even knowing. And so Brinda Devi said, a parrot was overhearing Krishna speaking to me, and the parrot flew, and the parrot went into the assembly of many, many gopis and began to sing these words of Krishna. So at that time, among those gopis, one of them was Padma. Now, because Krishna knows that you have to be very careful in Braja, because any words can go anywhere, so he doesn't speak directly. He didn't say the name of Radhika. He didn't say the word loving pastimes. He just spoke about the beauty of spring and flowers and my dear one. So it's all anonymous. So, but Brinda Devi could understand. He's saying, bring Radharani to Gaurī Tīrtha for the loving pastimes. But when Padma heard this, Padmavalambi karaya, bring my beloved who is holding the hand of Padma. So who is the best friend of Chandravali? Padma. Padma. So the meaning was that Radhika is holding a Padma in her hand, but Padma heard it, bring my beloved who's holding the hand of Padma. And so then she became so excited. Oh, this parrot is speaking the words of Krishna, and bringing the message from Krishna that Krishna wants to, that I will bring Chandravali to Gaurī Tīrtha on this day. Now remember, this day, it's a fixed time window. If you don't get decorated with the flowers within this fixed time window, then, or if someone else gets decorated, then you'll always be the loser. So then Padma was so happy about this. So then Brinda Devi, she said that Lalita, she saw Padma and with such disdain, and she immediately ran and she went to get Radhika and bring Radhika to meet with me so that we could go to Gaurī Tīrtha. But I've been standing here this morning and Lalita has not come. Lalita has not come. Radhika has not come. I'm just waiting. And the auspicious time, it may pass. So Brinda is in great anxiety. Where is Lalita? This is the special day. We cannot miss this chance. And if we are late, if we hesitate in any way, Padma is already on a mission, thinking by mistake that Krishna has given her this message. So just then, as Brinda Devi and Purnamasi are standing there waiting, who arrives there? Lalita. She finally arrives. Lalita arrives there. She said, "Oh, Sakhi Brinda, Padma." Now, Lalita is looking in great anxiety. She's really upset. She said, "Oh, actually, Padma has a reason to be proud. Why? And now I understand. How can we go there to Gaurī Tīrtha? How is it possible?" Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh, Lalita, my dear daughter, what do you mean?" Lalita said, "Oh, noble lady, what is the use of showing our misfortune? We are so unlucky, we are unfortunate." So she doesn't want to tell Purnamasi what the cause is. Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh, my child, oh, Lalita, how Purnamasi loves Radhika and all her Sakhis. Oh, my child, I am very eager to hear the cause of your distress. Please tell me. Tell me." Lalita said, "Oh, Bhagavati, our dear Sakhi, Radhika, made a pavitra mala, and she gave it to Krishna." Now, this is very interesting. The Shravan Punima is the last day of the month of Shravan. And it's a full moon day. So that fortnight is the Shukla Paksh. So on the Dwadasi of that Shukla Paksh, just a couple of days earlier, on the Dwadasi, there is a tradition. And on that day, one should offer to Krishna a garland made of silk threads. And that is called a pavitra mala. So it's not a flower garland, but it's a special garland that is woven from silk threads. And that is offered to Krishna. And even today, in the Pushti Marg, in the Vallabh Sampradaya, on this day, they offer to our Gopal, Srinathji, a golden garland of woven golden threads. Yeah? So that is, and so this is an ancient tradition. So on this day, Radharani had made herself beautiful golden garland called the Pavitra Mala and gave it to Krishna. And Lalita says, but later on that day, we saw Padma was walking around like this. And it was woven in her braid. It was decorating her hair. You see, this is called, if there's a war, it's not only the kinetic part of the war, but there also has to be the demoralization tactics. You know, that's 50% of the battle. If you can demoralize the other side, yeah, then it's easier to defeat them. You see? So, Radhika with so much love had made this Pavitra Mala, given it to Krishna, and now Padma's walking around like this with it in her hair. And so that is why Lalita's arrived, why she was late, and why she's demoralized, and why she didn't bring Radhika, and why she doesn't want to go to Gaurī Tīrtha. She's had enough. So then Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh Lalita, your sorrow is quite natural. This is a natural, because that was not proper for Krishna to do that. What a terrible thing." So then Brinda Devi is smiling. She's so joyful. And Brinda Devi said, "You want to tell it or I'll tell it?" So Brinda Devi said, "Now everything inauspicious is over. All inauspiciousness has gone." Lalita is in depression. She said, "All inauspiciousness has gone." Purnamasi Devi said, "Can you please explain?" Brinda Devi said, "Oh, I heard from Kakati." You know Kakati? Kakati is an old female monkey, and she's a pet of Radharani. She said, "I heard from Kakati that she was in the forest and she saw that Krishna loved the garland that was given by Radhika. And when he was with his friends, he came on the bank of Jamuna, and Krishna wanted to swim in the Jamuna with all of his friends. So then, because he loves this garland so much, he took it off and with reverence, he placed it on the branch of a tree, and he was swimming. And just then, there was a gust of wind. And this gust of wind, it blew a cloud of ketaki pollen, a cloud of golden pollen came through the forest, just swept through the forest. Like that. And then they looked and the garland was gone. So what actually happened, Kakati saw it, that as the cloud of ketaki pollen was going along, in the middle of that cloud, Padma was running. And she grabbed the garland and ran away with it. And Krishna and all of his friends thought the garland had been blown away by the wind. So, this is the sabotage. Right? Padma had been spying on Krishna. She knew that the garland came from Radharani, so she was thinking, if somehow I can get my hands on that garland, and then I'll wear it and just flaunt it in front of Lalita. This is sabotage. So, there are 4 types. There is Swapaksh, your own group of gopis. Then Surit Paksh, they help you. The Tatastha Paksh, they don't help you, but they will help the other side. And then you have Vipaksh, they engage in positive sabotage against your plans. So, Lalita, when she heard that Brinda had got this news from Kakati, Lalita, because she's so upset with Krishna, she told Brinda, "Stop lying." Why? Because Lalita has equal love for Radha Krishna, but Brinda has more love for Krishna than for Radhika. So you see that when Krishna is in trouble, then Brinda Devi will say something or do something in his favor and on his side. So Lalita doesn't believe this story. Lalita's thinking, Brinda's just making this up because she's taking the side of Krishna. Understand? This is called the Charitya Chitra, the character development. You see? In Braj, everyone has a specific character. They have specific relations with others. And so Rupa Goswami is manifesting this. What is the type of love that Brinda has for Krishna, the type of love that Lalita has for Krishna, and so on? So when Brinda comes to Krishna's defense by telling the story behind it, how he's plausibly innocent, Lalita said, "You rascal, stop lying." So then Brinda Devi, she took some flowers. She held up the branch of a tree that was flowering, that was blossoming. And she said, "I swear by these blossoming flowers, I swear on the life of these blossoming flowers, that what I'm saying is true." And the flowers were still blossoming. They didn't die. So there's the praman. So then Lalita, she believed Brinda Devi. And then she said, "Aha! It is true. It is, now I understand that when Padma was in front of us, she was showing that golden garland in her hair, but when Krishna and his friends were coming, she was covering it." Right? Because the coward boys know that Krishna didn't give it to her. They know that Krishna hung it on the tree. Right? So Padma she can show it in front of Radhika Sakhis, but she can't show it in front of Krishna and his friends. Otherwise, they'll realize the truth. And so then Lalita, she's like a detective, putting all I remember this and I remember that, and now it all makes sense to me. So then Purnamasi Devi said, "Oh, my dear daughter Lalita, it's true, Padma is very skilled in deception. And right now, she has taken Chandravali to Gaurī Tīrtha on this full moon day just to spoil all your plans." So what's very important to know here is that just as Radhika has her friends and her pets and so on, so Chandravali has her friends and her pets. And whoever has a particular position in the group of Radhika, that Gopi's rival who has the analogous position in Chandravali's group, they're rivals. So because Padma is the best friend of Padma is the best friend of Chandravali and Lalita is the best friend of Radhika. So Padma and Lalita, they are the arch enemies, right? You have to understand what's going on here. They're arch enemies. It's not even their pets. Even their pets are in competition. It will come later in the drama here or in North Carolina at the next festival. Let's see how we go. So then, so Purnamasi said, yes, this Padma is full of deception. And she's taken Chandravali to Gaurī Tīrtha to spoil your plans. So then Brinda Devi, she said, "Oh, you are speaking the truth, Purnamasi. Oh, Bhagavati, noble lady. And it doesn't seem auspicious to take Radharani there today. Because we can't take Radharani there to Gaurī Tīrtha if Chandravali is there." So then Vishaka said, no, Vishaka just arrived there. So now there's Purnamasi, Brinda, Lalita, now Vishaka's come there. "Oh, Brinda, you should not say, it is na Kalyani Pratibhati. You should say Kalyani Pratibhati. It is not inauspicious, it is auspicious to take Radharani to Gaurī Tīrtha." Brinda Devi said, "Why? How can it be auspicious to take Radharani to Gaurī Tīrtha if Chandravali is going there?" So then Vishaka Devi said that Madhya Yashoda, she met with Karala. So Karala is the grandmother of Chandravali. And Madhya Yashoda told Karala, Purnamasi Devi has said in the Shastra, there is a famous verse. What is the verse? Prasuna adbhuta kanta kantena sravani dine. This verse comes again and again. That if a heroine will be decorated by a hero with astonishing flowers on the Shravan Purnima day, then her fortune will increase and increase and increase. So even Madhya Yashoda was talking about this verse to Chandravali's grandmother, Karala. And so Karala thought, oh really? If the heroine is decorated by a hero, then her fortune will increase? Wonderful. So then she arranged that her granddaughter, Chandravali, should spend the whole day with Govardhan Mala. So then Lalita, she was so happy. Oh, this is great. That means Padma is not taking her there. She'll be kept at home and she'll have to spend the whole day with the wrestler and Kamsamarji's friend, Govardhan Mala. That's good. So then afterwards, that means that we can really bring Radhika. So Purnamasi Devi said, look, Purnamasi Devi said, oh Brinda, I'm going to tell Radhika about Abhimanyu's plan to take her to Mathura. But then, Jai. Sisi Radha Govinda Ju Ki Jai. See, Purnamasi Devi has two things on her mind, two ideas. She's saying, oh Brinda, I'll go to Radhika and I'll tell her, because she heard the plan early in the morning, that Abhimanyu wants them to emigrate and move to Mathura. So I'll tell her this, but I'll tell her that come with me, I'll take you to Gaurī Tīrtha. Because if she'll be decorated by Krishna in Gaurī Tīrtha on this day, then what will happen to the trip to Mathura? It won't happen. Because if anyone is decorated by flowers by their hero on this day, then their good fortune will increase and increase and increase. So first I'll tell her the bad news, and then I'll tell her the good news, to make her joyful and bring her to Gaurī Tīrtha. So then Brinda Devi said, yes, you go with Radhika and with Vishaka and bring Radhika to the Labanga Kunj on the eastern side of Gaurī Tīrtha. And now I will go with Lalita and we'll get Krishna. So you get Radhika and we'll go and get Krishna and we'll bring them, and they can meet together just on the eastern side of Gaurī Tīrtha in a Labanga Kunj there. So, do you know the geography of Govardhan? So if you think of Govardhan, it goes kind of from northeast, it goes down through Brajamandal to in the direction of southwest, like this. And in the middle is Manasi Ganga. On the northern end is Shamakund and Radhakund. And on the southern end is Pushri Lota and Navalkund and Apsarakund. But in the middle there is the Dangati. And then if you go some further, you gradually come to Darnivatan Kund and then the village of Anyor. Then after Anyor, you come to, before Govinda Kund, you come to Sankarshan Kund. Yeah, everyone knows? Sankarshan Kund. Now there's a very big deity, huge deity of Sankarshan there. So you come to Sankarshan Kund. So from Sankarshan Kund, if you continue some distance further, you get to Govinda Kund. But at Sankarshan Kund, if you make a left and go away from Govardhan towards the slightly southeast, there's a place there, and that is called Gaurī Tīrtha. Gaurī Tīrtha. So I took the Brajmandal Parikrama group there last year. Who was there? To Gaurī Tīrtha. So almost no one goes there. It's completely neglected place. There's no temple there, but the lake is still there, and it's on some private land. But I went and spoke with the local guards of the gates and to be able to drive our bus, to get a bus inside. So that place that is called Gaurī Tīrtha, it is a lake, and there's a famous temple of Katyayani. Now it's unmanifest, but in Krishna's Aprakat Leela, there is the temple of Katyayani, and this is where Chandravali worships. Just as Radharani worships the Suryadev, the sun god, at Surya Kund, which is just 3 kilometers away from Radhakund. So similarly, there is a tradition in the family of Chandravali. She worships Katyayani or Gaurī at that place called Gaurī Tīrtha. So we see at Govardhan, there is a predominance of Radhika's pastimes in the northern side of Govardhan, and on that towards the southern side, that is mainly Chandravali's place. So, now just east of the Gaurī Kund, Gaurī Tīrtha, there is a place called Labanga Kunj, and that is a forest of the clove trees. So, this is the plan. Lalita and Brinda are going to get Krishna. Purnamasi and Vishaka are going to get Radhika. Bring Radhika to the Labanga Kunj, and they're going, and Lalita and Brinda are going to get Krishna and bring Krishna from where he's been grazing the cows with his friends, and bring Krishna to meet with Radhika at Gaurī Tīrtha. So Purnamasi and Vishaka, they go away, and Lalita and Brinda set off on their mission. So as they're coming from the north, going towards the south, Lalita and Brinda, they arrive on the northern shore of Manasi Ganga. What is there? Chakleshwar Mahadev. And when Lalita and Brinda arrive, they look and they see on the other side of Manasi Ganga, on the southern side, they see Padma and Shaibya, the two best Sakhis of Chandravali. Lalita said, "Oh Brinda, look, in the distance, there's Padma and Shaibya. Brinda Devi said, "Oh Sakhi, Vishaka would not tell a lie." Why would Vishaka tell a lie? What was that? Vishaka had informed them that the Karala, the grandmother of Chandravali, was arranging for Chandravali to stay with her husband Govardhan Malla on this day. So if you see the two Sakhis of Chandravali, that means Chandravali must be around somewhere nearby. So when Brinda saw it, then she's immediately putting two and two together, thinking, how is it that these two Sakhis are here? That means Chandravali will be here, but Vishaka would not tell a lie. She must be telling the truth. So there's something that we're missing here. Yeah? So much intrigue in Brajalila. Huh? So then Brinda Devi said, look, let's just wait here and on the north shore of Manasigang. Let's just spy on them and see what happens. So then Padma and Shaibya, they're walking along. And Padma says, "Oh Shaibya, don't be sad, don't be sad. Don't be unhappy." Shaibya said, "Oh Padma, my greatest desire is not fulfilled. I cannot pacify my unhappy heart." What is that? Padma wants Chandravali to meet in Gaurī Tīrtha and be decorated with flowers. But she's saying that it's not possible. So then they heard a voice. A voice is coming from somewhere. "Oh Padma, Chandravali should be quickly taken to Govardhan so that my child can decorate her with flowers." So then Shaibya, she said, "Oh Padma, that our elderly senior person, grandmother Karala, she's again vomiting poison." That means her words. She's vomiting poison. It's terrible. She's saying, "Padma, take Chandravali to Govardhan so that she can be decorated with flowers, so that the Chandravali can be decorated with flowers." So then Padma said, "Oh, why are you saying it's poison? It's not poison. This is nectar. Why? Only drinking this, I've become full of strength, drinking the nectar of these words." Shaibya said, "How is that possible?" Padma said, "You silly girl, Gaurī Tīrtha is just by the side of Govardhan Hill." So, Shaibya said, "Oh, you are a great Pandit, you're a great scholar in understanding how to achieve one's aim and object." Because Karala had told Padma, "You take my daughter to Govardhan." She meant, take my daughter to Govardhan Malla so that she can be decorated with flowers. And so Shaibya was all upset. And Padma saying, No, we have plausible deniability. You told us to take Chandravali to Govardhan. Right? So the grandmother meant take to her husband Govardhan Malla. But she said, "No, we can't just play dumb." And it was her fault. She should have been more specific. So we'll just pretend that she take my granddaughter to Govardhan. That's what she really meant. So let's go. So then they're very happy. And from the south side of Manasiganga, now they're coming from Manasiganga along the southern side of Govardhan. So the Parkramagi goes through Aniur. Gradually, they're moving in the direction of Govinda Kund. So then Shaibya, she said, "Oh Padma, where are the offerings for Gaurī? If Chandravali is going to do the puja of Gaurī, where are all the offerings and the paraphernalia for worshipping Gaurī?" Padma said, I gave them to Madhumangal." Now the plot thickens. You see, when Krishna told Brinda in the very beginning, "Ahara Gaurī Tīrthe Madhusriyam Tatra Antamicchami Padma Valambi Karaya Praya Padmanava Tangsikaya," you should bring the beauty of springtime to Gaurī Tīrtha. I desire to enjoy loving pastimes with my beloved who's decorated with lotus flowers and holds a Padma in her hand. Krishna was speaking in a disguised way, just in case. You can't be too careful with the operational security. And he was right, because it was heard by a parrot and it was spread everywhere. But just as Padma misunderstood what Krishna said and thought it means bring my beloved who holds onto the hand of Padma, Madhu Mangal said, he wants me to bring Chandravali to Gaurī Tīrtha? So Madhu Mangal is a Vidushak. Vidushak means a clown. And he's actually very rasik. He's a Priyanama Saka, and he's also very intelligent. So very often he does things which are hilarious, but he does them deliberately. But sometimes, intentionally, but sometimes he is unintentionally hilarious. And it just so happens that this is one of those times. So Madhu Mangal was confused by Krishna's message. And Madhu Mangal really believed that Krishna wanted him to arrange that Chandravali should meet with him in Gaurī Tīrtha. So he teamed up with Padma, and Padma had given the articles for puja, because Madhu Mangal's a Brahmin. So he'd given the articles of puja to Madhu Mangal. So then Shaibya said, oh, when I consider the utkarsh, the great qualities, the superiority of Radhika and her group, I become filled with despair. Padma said, don't worry. I have completely discouraged them. I have demoralized them by showing, and she showed the golden mala in her hair. I showed them this and completely demoralized the anti-party. So then Shaibya was very happy. And Padma said, today, on the auspicious Shravan Punima, at Gaurī Tīrtha filled with flowers which are dripping with honey, we will see our Sakhi Chandravali enjoying pastimes with Krishna. So Padma, she's already relishing the victory. She's already counting her chickens. There's a saying about that, I think. Right? So just then, as Padma was already relishing the taste of victory, though the victory was not quite there, there was a voice. And the voice was repeating her words. The voice was saying, but in a funny way, today, on the auspicious full moon day, at Gaurī Tīrtha, with the flowers dripping with honey, we'll see Chandravali happily enjoying with Hari. Shaibya said, who's that? Oh, look, it's that evil old monkey, Kakati, repeating your words in a hideous voice. Why is she mocking us? So then Padma, she got up and she ran after Kakati the monkey. Oh, you wicked old monkey, I'll set fire to your mouth. So then Kakati, the old monkey, says, oh Padma, just you wait. Now your house is empty. I am going there to eat all the fresh butter. I know there's no one in your home now, so I'm going there. I'll raid your pantry and eat all your fresh butter. So then Shaibya said, oh, look, monkey's going. She's going there. We have to stop her. Padma said, don't worry. Don't worry about anything. Because Chandravali's grandmother, Karala, is there at the home. And so don't worry. If the monkey goes there, Karala will, with the stick, chase away. There's no problem at all. No problem. No, trust me. Today is going to be a great success. Famous last words. So then Padma said, look. They're just coming south and they're approaching. And they see in the distance, near Sankarshan Kund, Krishna is there. So Padma said, oh Shaibya, look. Look there, is Subal. He's leaning on a stick. He has a stick for controlling the cows. He's leaning on his cowherding stick. And he's with so many cows and he's singing, re, cowherd boy songs. So then, you know that if Subal is around, then Krishna may be around nearby. Then Shaibya walked a little bit further and she said, look, on the east of Sankarshan Kund, I can see Chandravali is coming. So then Padma was overjoyed. And she said, oh, Krishna's face is smiling like a beautiful lotus flower. He is walking with the gracefulness of an intoxicated elephant. And his sham complexion is shining everywhere and relieving the fatigue of our eyes. And now look, the beautiful moon-faced Krishna Chandra has found Chandravali. One moon has met many moons. Krishna Chandra has met with Chandravali. So from the distance, Padma and Shaibya are seeing that Chandravali and Krishna are meeting on the eastern side of Sankarshan Kund. So Sankarshan Kund is here, and slightly to the southeast, Gaurī Tīrtha is here. Radharani is supposed to come and be on the eastern Labanga Kunj. Krishna is coming from this direction, and Chandravali is coming. Krishna is on his way to Gaurī Tīrtha just to meet with Radharani. So he's all decorated and he's all ready and he's on his way to meet with Radharani and Chandravali. And Shaibya and Padma are in the distance watching what's going on. So then, it's a very delicate situation. Krishna is on his way to a date. And where they're meeting on the eastern side of Sankarshan Kund, it's like halfway between Govardhan and Gaurī Tīrtha, which is really close by. So Krishna is nervous. He's looking around because this is very delicate. Perhaps Radharani will see them on the way. And so Krishna's thinking, what can I do now? So then Krishna, hiding in his anxiety, said, "Oh my beloved, I am very fortunate today because the two bumblebees of my eyes have found this pot filled with the honey of all golden beauty." That means Chandravali. So he's speaking in a beautiful way to give joy to Chandravali. Chandravali is walking along and Krishna came in front of her path. Why did Krishna get in front? Because the path from the eastern side of Sankarshan Kund to Gaurī Tīrtha, he's standing there. Because he wants to talk to her and maybe get her to walk. Just go in another direction. Don't go in that direction because that's where his date is, right? No? So Krishna is blocking the path. Chandravali said, "Oh, please, can you get out of my way? I'm going to Gaurī Tīrtha to worship Katyayani." Now Krishna is really in trouble. Problem alert. Krishna is thinking this is a disaster. I'm going there to Gaurī Tīrtha to meet with Radhika, and Chandravali is also going there right now. So then, Krishna, he was trying to flatter Chandravali. Just then, Shaibya and Padma, the Sakis of Chandravali, they appear. And they give some help to Chandravali. "Oh, Saki, look, there are many paths to go by Gaurī Tīrtha. You don't have to go by this one that Krishna is blocking. Let's go around him and we'll go another way." Chandravali said, "Oh, you have arrived. Fortunately, my Sakis are with me now." So then Krishna, he's saying to himself, if there's a drama, then the actor makes this mudra. It's called Mrigi Mudra. And so, because obviously the audience, they're not psychic. They can't read the mind of the actor. So, and if he speaks out loud, they'll think the others will hear. So in a Vedic drama, the actor will go like this and touch his heart. And that indicates to the audience that what he's saying is only thinking in his mind. So that the audience can compartmentalize the dialogue. That it's not part of the public dialogue. So then if you're playing Krishna in this drama, then you have to do this. Go like this. So then Krishna says to himself, How is it that I was yearning to meet with Radharani, and I came all the way here and Chandravali is here. So then Padma, she's whispered in the ear of Krishna, "Oh Krishna Chandra, I got your message. Ahara Gaurī Tīrtha Madhusriyam. I received your message. And so I have brought Chandravali here." So Padma thinks she's done a great service for Krishna. And he's come to meet with Chandravali. So by a trick, I brought Chandravali here. What was that trick? Chandravali was supposed to stay with her husband. Because her grandmother heard from Mother Yashoda the verse, the famous verse. So because she said, "Oh, you should take her to Govardhan," by this trick, she brought Chandravali there. So then Krishna, now I understand. I wanted to have a girl who was holding a lotus in her hand. But she thinks I meant the girl who holds the hand of Padma. She misunderstood. Then Krishna thought, it's not her fault. I can't blame Padma. I can't blame Chandravali. It was just one of those things. It is what it is. So then Padma said, oh, Krishna, quickly take Chandravali to Gaurī Tīrtha. Krishna was like, if I take Chandravali to Gaurī, I can't show up to meet with Radharani with Chandravali. That's not going to work. That will not work. So then Krishna thought to himself, I know that Chandravali's feelings are sincere. She sincerely loves me. So let me just try to please her a little bit. That will also satisfy my own heart. So then Krishna said, oh Chandravali, you are a festival of happiness for Padma. You are always radiant and faultless. And let's go for a walk. Oh my Kurangakshi. Kurangakshi means who has eyes like a deer. Let's go for a walk in the forest. So Krishna wants to walk with her, make her sad, but walk her away from the danger zone. So just then, as Krishna said, Kuranga Akshi, Kuranga. Kuranga means deer. Then Padma looked and said, oh, look, there's Krishna's pet deer, Suranga. So this is also a critical moment. Why? Krishna has a pet deer named Suranga. And Radharani has a pet deer named Rangini. And Suranga and Rangini, they always hang around together. So if you see Suranga, then that means Rangini should be nearby. But that means that Radharani should be nearby. So Krishna, let's go for a walk in the forest and just relax. And Padma said, oh, there, look, there's Suranga. Krishna's hairs are standing on end. And not with joy. You know, now it's getting really tricky situation. So, and Krishna spoke to Chandravali, oh, Kurangakshi. That means Kuranga Akshi, whose eyes are like a deer. And suddenly this deer appeared. So in drama, this is called Artapeksha. Artapeksha. When something in the drama foretells the next thing that's about to happen. And it makes a very mystical effect. Oh, your eyes are just like Kuranga. Oh, there's a Kuranga. The Suranga Kuranga. So then Krishna becomes frightened. And he's thinking, oh, that means Rangini is nearby. And he's trying to listen. And he can hear the calling of Rangini, calling Suranga. So that means really Radhika is close by. So it's a very delicate situation for Sri Krishna. So then Padma said, why is Suranga running to the south? Now what is south of Sankarshan Kund? Southeast? That is the Gaurī Tīrtha. So then Krishna, he thinks, oh, the Suranga was attracted by the voice of Rangini. So he's gone to Gaurī Tīrtha. I should try to stay here and keep Chandravali here in Sankarshan Tīrtha for a while I think up how to get out of this mess. So Krishna's a genius. He's so intelligent. But now he's trapped by fate, by circumstances. He's in trouble. So he said, let me go for a walk. Let me just speak nicely to them. And while I'm speaking some pleasantries with them, inside my brain will be trying to figure out how to get out of this mess, come out of it successful. So then Krishna and Padma and Shaibya and Chandravali, they're walking, they're having so many pleasantries. It's a very long drama. In one class, what can we do? So I'm skipping so many things. If you want to go into detail, then come and stay in Vrindavan with us for the whole of Kartik and through December and January, February until Gaur Purnim. Just come and stay in Vrindavan and study the poetry of Rupa Goswami every day. Might extend the invitation. So as Krishna was thinking, okay, we'll just go for a walk, stay calm, stay cool. I'll figure a way out of this situation. Oh, and Lalita's coming. The worst thing that could possibly happen. Lalita and Brinda are coming there. They're in the distance. Lalita said, "Look, Brinda, look, there's a serious problem ahead of us." Brinda said, "What? It's very difficult to disobey the order of Kerala. How is it possible that Padma has brought Chandravali here?" Lalita said, "Look, Brinda, you're very skilled. You know all types of arts. Why don't you go there?" Because actually Krishna, they're approaching. They come on the stage. Krishna hasn't seen them just yet. But Lalita and Brinda are seeing Krishna with Chandravali and Padma and Shaibya. So they're making a plan. Lalita says, "Brinda, you go there and by some clever trick, extract Krishna from the company of Chandravali. Just get him out of there." So then Brinda said, "Chandravali is like a treasure of love and reverence for Krishna." That means Grita Sneha. She has Grita, the love which is filled with reverence. "How will I convince Krishna to leave her?" Lalita said, "Look, yes, she has Grita Sneha, but my Radhika has the Anurag Bhatta." Here, Bhatta means a warrior. A warrior. It's not Bhatta with two T's, but Bhatt means a warrior. She has Anurag Bhatta. That means that the Madhu Sneha, the love of Radharani, is like a ferocious warrior. And when only the scent of Radhika's love comes, then Chandravali's affection just runs away like a thief in the night from this powerful warrior. So the Grita Sneha of Chandravali is Tadiyata Bhav. "Oh Krishna, I am yours." But Radharani's Madhu Sneha is, "Krishna, you are mine." So this love is much more powerful than Chandravali's love. So Lalita said, "Just go there and find a way to extract Krishna from the situation." So Brinda said, "You're right. But I can see, look, Krishna's being he's showing so much favor to Chandravali. So I think it will be difficult." So Brinda said, "Look, let's go there. Let's both go there and try to understand what's going on, just what the situation is first." So then Lalita and Brinda, they show up there. When Shaibya saw them, she's whispering to Padma, "Oh Sakhi, Radharani must have come to Gaurī Tīrtha. Look, Lalita is coming from that direction." Padma said, "What harm is there for us? Krishna is not going to leave the company of Chandravali now." So now Brinda and Lalita have come and it's disaster because Krishna's thinking, "Oh no, Lalita is so ferocious. Now Lalita has found me in the company of Chandravali and it wasn't even my fault." Just consider Krishna's... What did he do? Krishna sent a message through Brinda, "Tell Radharani to meet me at Gaurī Tīrtha." But somehow or other, because of the parrot's hearing and some misunderstanding and Madhu Mangal misunderstanding, Krishna has just innocently walked into a situation where he looks like he's guilty. It looks like he's completely guilty of betraying Radharani, but he's totally innocent actually. And now he sees Lalita has come there. Krishna's thinking, "Oh, now the situation is compounded. I don't know how I can get out of this." So then Lalita approaches and speaks very kindly to Chandravali because Chandravali is a group leader. Group leaders have such dignity. They always speak politely to each other. But it's their Sakhis who have the rivalry. They can speak to each other in poetry and words and riddles. But these riddles are full of needles. And it's always some barb is there, some sarcasm, some criticism, some minimization, or the expression of our group is the best. So Lalita, she said, "Oh Sakhi Chandravali, this dear Suranga has been ignoring his beloved Rangini. And he's become a debauchee. This Suranga is going here and there and meeting with so many other does. So I think that we should not allow Rangini to stay with him anymore." So Lalita is speaking, but this is one type of indirect speech. She's talking about the deer, but the implication is this deer, this Kuranga, Ranga means play and Ku means bad. This playful, wicked person. So the inner meaning is, this Krishna, why did you forget our Sakhi for a whole month? and you are associating with Chandravali and others. So Krishna, you should give an account for yourself. So on the pretext of speaking to Chandravali about the deer, she's actually saying through the side of her mouth, Krishna, what are you doing here? Why did you meet with Chandravali? Why have you been ignoring my Saki? You should give an account for yourself. So then Krishna also, on the pretext of defending the deer, he's actually defending himself. Oh, Lalita. You are criticizing our Suranga unfairly. He's becoming like an advocate on the part of Suranga, but really he's defending himself. You are criticizing our Suranga unfairly. You don't know the true intentions of his heart. You should deliver a message to Rangini. Oh, beloved doe of Suranga, this deer only desires you, and his heart only belongs to you. So on the pretext of defending the deer, Krishna is telling Lalita, no, you don't understand my heart. Just go and tell Radharani, I only belong to her. I'm not at fault here. So then Padma said, when Padma saw that Krishna was talking to Lalita, Padma said, whispered to Krishna, oh, now you've attained your beloved, you can abandon us. We are not qualified to associate with you. So now everyone's going to be upset. Chandravali and her group will be upset. Radhika and her group will be upset. Krishna will be left with nothing. Krishna said, oh Sakhi, you are so beautiful. I swear that I have no attraction for those proud and crooked gopis who are even slightly related with Radhika. Krishna is telling to Padma, I have no connection with those proud, crooked gopis who are even slightly related with Radhika. But Krishna, he knows the Sanskrit in such a way that it means the opposite. I have no connection with those gopis who are not related to Radhika. Just like he can say, Pratiyata brajam snehas teham stribi sumadhyama. Oh, gopis, you should return to Braj, don't stay here. But he says in such a way that it means don't return to Braj, stay here. So then Padma, she said to Lalita, now remember, Padma and Lalita, they have a special relationship. So Padma is saying, oh Sakhi Lalita, how wonderful, how wonderful. Your name is Anuradha because you always follow Radha. How is it today you've come here without her? She's trying to get her to admit, I didn't come without her. She's just nearby, right? Your name is Anuradha. That's the name for Lalita because you always follow Radha. So why did you come without her today? Lalita said, you know that with great thirst, the bumblebees come and they kiss the cheeks of the king of the elephants. But the elephant who is thirsty, he goes to the lake. The lake does not come to him. So it looks like they're just speaking in poetry. But this poetry is very deep. The meaning is this. When an elephant is in rut, then some type of musk comes from the temples of the elephant that's very attractive. And all the bumblebees come flying and they try to taste it. But the elephant has big ears and he flaps his ears and whisks away the bees. And when the elephant is thirsty, then the lake doesn't come to the elephant goes to the lake. So by speaking this poetry, the Lalita is saying, look, you came here to meet with Krishna, but you are like bumblebees. But Krishna, he's just like the ears of the elephant, just whisk away the bumblebees. He's trying to get rid of you. Don't you understand? Krishna's trying to get rid of you. And the Radhika is not going to come here to meet with Krishna. When the elephant is thirsty, the lake doesn't go to the elephant. The elephant has to go to the lake. Because she said, oh, Anuradha, why did you come here alone? And then she just starts talking poetry about elephants. Like this. So this is the way. Now at this point, Chandravali just stepped to one side. Why? Because it's below the dignity of the Yuteshwari to be involved in this catty squabbling. So Chandravali's just moved off to one side and Lalita and Padma, now they're going at it. It's all poetry and it's all about nature and trees and elephants and bumblebees. and lotus flowers and moons and the seasons and everything. But they're needling each other. So then this argument is going on. What Rupa Goswami has revealed, it's just something completely amazing. Completely amazing. So, but we don't have time to go into everything to now. Come to Braj Mandal. So then the Padma and Lalita, they're quarreling with each other so much. But then, suddenly, Padma said, "Oh, Saki Chandravali, why did you give up the worship of goddess Durga, who is the mother of Ganesh, and stay in this place near Sankarshan Kund with this bad company, the bad company of Krishna?" Krishna said, "Oh, Padma, Chandravali is very fond of me, but you always forcibly prevent her from associating with me. You're just like the Kerala grass. There's one type of grass, and this grass stops the jasmine. When the jasmine vine is trying to wrap around a tamal tree, then this Kerala grass comes and blocks it. So you are just like the Kerala grass who stops the Chandravali, who's like a jasmine vine, from coming to the tamal tree." Now, when Krishna said Kerala grass, then this word Kerala, it's artapeksha. When something in the drama foretells something that's about to happen. So then suddenly, Chandravali's grandmother has arrived there. She's got a stick in her hand. "Stop, stop! Oh, by good fortune, I found you on this path." Shaibya is in anxiety. "Padma, alas, alas, how did this old woman know that we were here?" Kerala said, "Ammo, ammo." Ammo means, aha. It's a type of angry expression in a Prakrit Suraseni. Rupa Goswami has written some of the words are in Sanskrit. When there's a lot of bhav, but in some fast dialogues and anger, then he uses the language of Brajabhasha. So what is called Brajbhasha today, that is actually not the Brajbhasha at the time of Krishna. What they call Brajbhasha today is some mixture of some old Hindi and some Urdu. It's mixed with some Persian influence as well. But the actual language of Braja 5,000 years ago was called the Prakrit Suraseni. So Rupa Goswami has written in a mixture of Sanskrit and Prakrit Suraseni. So ammo, it means aha, in an angry mood in Suraseni. Kerala said, "That old monkey who is greedy for butter told the truth." In other words, when Kakadi said, "Hey Padma, I'm going to go and steal butter in your house," what she was really doing was going to tell Kerala, "Oh, your granddaughter is going to Gaurī Tīrtha." And Kerala had given strict instructions that she should meet with Govardhan. Right, Govardhan. So then Lalita, she saw the old monkey Kakati had come there, and Lalita said, "Oh, Kakati, the next time I have the chance, I will give you some makanan mishri." Because Lalita's thinking, what a great service this old monkey has done. Because we're trying to get Krishna out of the hands of Chandravali. But who did it? Brinda could not do it. Lalita could not do it. Who did it? Kakati. Yeah. So Lalita said, "Oh Kakati, next time I see you, I'll give you makanan mishri when I get the chance." Then Krishna said to Chandravali, "My beloved, I don't see where we can hide. Govardhan is on our left with its tall peaks. On the right, the Abhimanyu is herding cows. And there are no places to hide and behind us. And this old woman is in front. What should we do? What should we do?" Chandravali said, "Oh, this is Chandalini." She's calling her own grandmother a Chandalini. Chandalini means the outcast dog-eating person. She's so angry. She's calling her own grandmother. "Oh, this Chandalini has come here." Why? She becomes so cruel. So then Kerala said, "Oh, look. This boy is here. He's dark as the kajal. And he's a black snake. He throws his sidelong glances here and there. And by his glance, he destroys the good reputation and the chastity of all the respectable girls in Gokul. Oh, Sham Sundar, you black boy, don't you know whose wife this is? Listen to me. She is the wife of the great wrestler, Govardhan Mala, who is like a second King Kamsa. He's like a second king of the Bhoja dynasty. Krishna's fearless. He said, oh, Karalika. Her name is Karala, but very sweet way, Karalika. Oh, Karalika. So, he's like a second Kamsa. He's like a second king of the Bhojas. So what? What of it? Karala said, look, listen, Krishna, it's true that here in the middle of this forest, you think that you're the king. You're the Vrindavaneshwara. You think you're the king in this forest. But when the real king comes, then you'll have to lower your head in shame. Krishna said, oh Karala, I swear to you, only the sight of Chandravali makes me tremble in fear. So Krishna's trying to say that I never came here, we just met by chance. And I would never touch her, because only seeing her I start to tremble. And so that's true, but not in fear. So then Karala said to Chandravali, oh, you wicked girl, I know you spend the sleepless nights in the forest. From childhood, you've been expert at sneaking out of the house and meeting with Krishna. Or your chastity has been destroyed by tasting the remnants of Krishna's lips. And those lips of Krishna have already kissed thousands of other gopis. You should stop exactly where you are. Then Lalita came to Karala and said, oh noble lady, there's no fault if the western direction wants to follow the lord of her life, Varuna. Varuna Devi is the lord of the western direction. And what is the fault of the sun who removes the darkness? But it is the lecherous twilight that brings the two together. So the eastern direction should be with Varuna, but comes together with the sun. But how? Because of the twilight. So Lalita is saying this. Why? Because if she says, look, Krishna is innocent, Chandravali is innocent, all fault lies with Padma. Right? So because Lalita has a very great enmity towards a Padma, she's trying to get Padma in hot water. So yes, it's all the fault of a Padma. So then Karala said, oh Lalita, my dear daughter, you speak the truth. It's that Padma who's destroying the reputation of our family. So then Karala took a stick and she began to try to beat Padma. And Karala was chasing Padma, and Padma is dodging the stick of Karala. Padma said, oh noble lady, I don't understand why you become so unhappy. We were just following your orders. You told us, take Chandravali to Govardhan. I just did what you told me to do. So then Brinda said, oh, this rascal Padma, he's so tricky. She's trying to get out of a good beating by twisting the words of the Karala. Brinda said to herself, but then openly she said, oh noble lady, this girl is foolish. You said one thing, but she took it in another way because she's not so bright. So you should forgive her. So then, Karala, she calmed down. When she calmed down, then she breathed a sigh of relief and she looked towards Lalita. She said, you just wait. You just wait. I'm going to bring Jatila. But she didn't say it to Lalita. She said to Lalita, you just wait. And then, I'm going to bring Jatila. And so in a foul mood, Padma, she ran away from there. So she's made a threat to Lalita, but Lalita doesn't know what the threat is. But just like Kakati went to Chandravali's grandmother, now Padma being defeated, she's going to sabotage. Because Chandravali cannot meet with Krishna now, but at least Krishna should not meet with the rival, with Radhika. So then Padma, she sets off, and where is she going? To Yavat. So then Padma exits. Then Karala said to Chandravali, come on, let's go. We should go. And she takes Chandravali back to the Sakistali, in the direction, if you're on the other side of Govardhan, and you go past Manasi Ganga, and you keep going to the Radhakund Parikrama road. Just after Manasi Ganga, on the other side of Govardhan, on the left side, there is a Sakistali, that is the village of the in-laws of Chandravali. So now Chandravali is gone, Shaiber has gone, Kara has gone, and Krishna is because he was in such a tricky situation. So Krishna is sighing with relief. And see, Krishna said, "Oh, Brinda, now you have achieved your goal." So Brinda Devi said, "Oh, Madhav, the Madhav Lakshmi, the personification of all the beauty of spring, is now performing pastimes at Gaurī Tīrtha. And she sent you the gift of 2 slightly blossomed champak flowers." And Brinda gave 2 flowers that were sent by Radhika through Brinda to give to Krishna. So then Krishna, he takes the 2 flowers from Radhika. And he said, "Oh, just wait a moment. I just have to go to see what my coward boyfriends are doing. And you go ahead to Gaurī Tīrtha and I'll come and meet you there very soon." So just then, Lalita and Brinda, they're going in the direction of the Gaurī Tīrtha. So on the bank of Gaurī Tīrtha, there is Labanga Kunj, where Radhika should meet with Krishna. And there is also a forest of mango trees. So as Lalita and Brinda are approaching the Gaurī Tīrtha, then Lalita says, "Oh, Brinda, look in the distance. Purnamasi is there with Vishaka, and they're hiding in the forest of mango trees." That means Purnamasi and Vishaka have bought Radharani. They're hiding in the mango grove, and they've left Radhika in the Labanga Kunj on the east side of Gaurī Tīrtha. So now Brinda, she says, "Lalita, look. Radharani is standing there. She looks like all beauty personified. All beauty in the universe has taken a form. Her ears are decorated with lotuses. She has a lotus hanging from the tip of her swinging braid. She has a lotus in her lotus hand." Yes, remember that's what Krishna requested. And Radharani herself puts to shame the goddess of fortune. Then, so they can see Radhika in the Labanga Kunj. And then Purnamasi Devi, she's saying, Purnamasi is in the mango Kunj. And she's saying, "Oh, look, with the charming flower buds on his ears, with a garland of kadamba flowers on his chest, a flute in his hand and peacock feather in his hair, shining with a red tilak upon his forehead. The personified rasa of Yashoda's love is enjoying pastimes in the distance." And Krishna is slowly moving towards Gaurī Tīrtha, where Radhika is hiding in the Labanga Kunj. So then Brinda Devi, she said, "Oh Sakhi, just see, there's the peacock, Tandavika. He's spreading his tail feathers and dancing." Without seeing Krishna, that Tandavika, that peacock, he cannot live for a moment. So because Brinda cannot see the direction that Krishna is coming from, Purnamasi can see. Brinda sees the Tandavika peacock dancing, so she knows that Krishna must be coming. So then Brinda, she said, look, Krishna is playing his flute. And by playing his flute, he's gathering together all the cows. So then Lalita said, "Oh, Radhika is hiding there and Krishna is there, but they haven't seen each other yet." But now Krishna looked and Krishna saw Rangini. So Rangini is Radhika's deer. So he knows that Radhika is nearby. So then Krishna, seeing Rangini, he starts to follow the deer. And then now Krishna has entered into the Labanga Kunj. So we know that Radha Krishna now in that Labanga Kunj. Brinda Devi says, "Oh Sakhi, look. Because Radhika could smell the fragrance of Krishna. Krishna was coming and she smelled his fragrance. So she got up from the Labanga Kunj and she's running and hidden in the Madhavi Kunj, in another Kunj nearby of jasmine creepers. So then Krishna was following the doe and thinking, aha, now Radhika must be here, because it was his idea that he should meet with her in the Labanga Kunj, and she's here. So then Sri Krishna entered into the Labanga Kunj and there was no one. Huh? You see? So what is going on here? There are many, remember yesterday we discussed 5 ways to say no. And one of them is sthana nirvyapanam tata. The third one, to get up and leave the place. Right? That's one of the ways of saying no, to get up and leave the place. But remember, because everything is hidden in Braj and indirect, no means yes. So though Radhika didn't see Krishna, she picked up on his fragrance. He's coming to meet me here at this appointed place. Let me go somewhere else. Right? This is prem. This is the nature of prem. So Radhika's got up and she's gone to another kunj. So Krishna comes there and she's not there. But what happens? Oh, we were just quoting this verse the other day. Radha karavati tapallava vallarike, Radha padanka vilasan madhurastalike. May my mind always relish this beautiful Vrindavan whose creepers are being picked. The flowers are picked by Radhika's own hands, and the dust of this Braj, which is beautified by the lotus footprints of Radhika. So though Radhika left and went to another kunj to say no, which means yes, Krishna looked down and saw the beautiful footprints of Radhika. Where are they going? And so then, see, Krishna is following those footprints, but because he can see where the footprints are going, then he knows, oh, I will not approach her, I'll go around another way. So the two of them, they're very clever. Radharani is like, I can smell Krishna coming, let me move. I can see her footprints, I won't follow, I'll go around by another way. This is the crookedness of Braja Prem. Upachita vakrim api shuddho jayati mura dvishi radhika anurag. Oh, glories to Anurag of Radhika. Even though it's pure, it's completely crooked. And Krishna is completely crooked. In 3 places. You know? Everyone says the neck, the waist and the feet. No, gopis say you are crooked in 3 places. The past, the present and the future. Rupa Goswami is Rasik. Radha and Krishna are Rasik. If Radha and Krishna meet, it's not just that they just show up at the same place. Hi. No. This is full of rasa. Just when you think everything is going right and all the obstacles are gone, they create the obstacles themselves. This is the nature of this prem. Why? Because it increases the anurag. Yeah, like all of you now. Everyone's on the edge of their seat. Like, when are Radha Krishna going to meet? Huh? So this complete tease. So Krishna, he sees the footprints and he's following, but I'm not going to follow the whole way. I'll go around another way. So then Brinda Devi said, oh, look. Krishna is approaching Radhika from behind and his hands, he's so excited to meet her that his hands are trembling. And from behind he came and put his hands over her eyes. Huh? Guess who? Lalita said, look. Now, feeling the touch of Krishna's trembling hands, Radharani's hairs are standing on end in bliss. And she's taken the lotus flower in her hand and she's turned around and she's hitting him with the lotus flower. Brinda Devi said, Bru Bedasmrita Sambrito Nahi Nahityukti Madena Akula Visrandot Dipani Roda Rachanam Shuskam Tata Krandanam Shisto Yasaki Radaya Muraham Sangopanopakramo Bhavastena Ridistito Murabidi Vyakta Samanta Dabut. How Brinda Devi is relishing this meeting of Radha Krishna. She's saying, Bru Bedasmrita Sambrito. Radharani is frowning. Her eyebrows are frowning. But she's trying to stop it, but a smile is coming on her mouth. What does that mean? That means that the frowning of the eyes means asammati. Asammati, I do not approve. Don't touch me. I do not approve. But the smile on the mouth says paramasammati, I totally approve. So she has the feeling yes, but she's manifesting the feeling no. And both are coming out. But the more she tries to hide the real feeling, the more it peeks out. So Radharani's eyes are frowning and her mouth is smiling. Nahi nahityukti madena kula. And she's saying, nahi nahi. What does that mean? Nahi nahi means nishade. It is forbidden. It is forbidden. But as she's saying, nahi nahi, her voice is trembling. Nahi nahi. Which means that she's so happy that nahi nahi, no, that is nishade, actually means parmavidhi. It is not forbidden. It is absolutely mandatory and obligatory. Visranto the Dipani Rodha Ratanam. And Radhika raises her arms to try to stop Krishna. And so Krishna is kind of wrestling a little bit with her arms. But her arms are so limp and weak due to ecstasy that her actually trying to stop him is actually encouraging him. So Vishranto the Dipani Rojanatam. The raising of the arms, it means that raising the arms means anabhishta. I don't want anabhishta. I don't want you to do this. I don't want. But because the arms are so slack and limp and weak, that tells Krishna not anabhishta but paramabhishta. Oh, this is my highest cherished desire. Shushkam tata krandanam. And Radharani is crying. But there aren't any tears coming. So it's completely fake. So by her crying, she's indicating to Krishna that, oh, this is the dukkha vyanjak. You are giving me suffering. But by the fact that there are no tears, she's indicating to Krishna, oh, this is pure bliss. So in this way, sangopanopakramo, the more Radharani tries to hide her feeling from Krishna, then bhavastena ridistito muradabi vyakta samantadabu. The more her heart becomes, her real desire becomes vyakt, manifested to Murabidi Krishna. So this, now Radhika, she cannot check Krishna, she cannot stop him. And so Brinda Devi is watching and laughing. Now Brinda Devi, she will not stay for all of the pastimes, but just the beginning of the loving pastimes. Then Brinda and Lalita and others, they'll recede and give Radha Krishna their private space. But Brinda is seeing now, and she's laughing. Nairanjanyam upayoto parigalam modashrani lochane sweda duta vilepana kilakucha dvanjam jaho ragitam yogal sukyam agadu raspuraditis prakshodayam sanginam radhe nivi iyam tava shlatguna shanke mamuksham dade. So beautiful. She's saying, and now Radhika, she's not within earshot, but she's just talking, oh Radhe, your tears of joy are flowing and they're washing the kajal from your eyes. So Radhika has black kajal on her eyes, but so many tears are flowing that the kajal is washed from her eyes. So her kajal is called Anjan, and she become Nairanjam. She's become free from kajal. Then Mod Astruni Lochane Swedu Duta Vilepanam, and the tears are running down your body, and the top of the chest of Radhika is decorated with kumkum, which is red, rag. And Radhika is in such ecstasy, she's also perspiring. And the perspiration and tears have washed the red kumkum from the top of the chest of Radhika. And the lower part of Radhika, her body is trembling, trembling. And then the waist belt of Radhika, that means the drawstring on her skirt, which ties to keep the skirt on, the knots are becoming loose. They're becoming loose. So it is very interesting that Brinda Devi is saying this, because the description of what is happening to Radhika step by step is all in the terminology of sannyas. It's all in the terminology of renunciation, the terminology of detachment, vairagya, dispassion, indeed liberation itself, liberation from the world. It goes to show that the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, they have no rajas, there's no lust, there's no calm, there's no scent of personal desire. It is a pure love, priti. That is the tad vishay anukul atmaka. It is based on they should please each other only. So when she said that your eyes have become niranjan because of the washing of your tears, the word niranjan means free from the gunas, completely free from the gunas. So who is free from the gunas? A liberated soul. So your eyes have become Like a liberated soul, they become Niranjan. And then, if you associate with the liberated soul, what will happen? The tears are fallen and washed away the redness from her chest. That is called rag. So rag also means redness, but also means attachment. So it is washed away the rag. So by associating with the liberated person, then the person will give up attachment to this world. And her body is trembling, indicating yog outsuk. That means the eagerness to unite with Krishna. But yog outsuk means the eagerness to do yoga sadhana. So if you associate with the person who is giving up rag, then you think, oh, I want to do some yoga sadhana as well, so I can become like that person. And then the string around her waist, the nivi, that is the shlataguna, that the knots have become loose. That means that if a person will associate with the person who's doing yoga sadhana, what will happen to them? Then the three gunas become loose. Like this. So there's a parampara here. The first person associates with someone who's doing yoga sadhana, and by this, their gunas become loose. He associates with someone who's given up rag, and he has a desire to do intense yoga sadhana. And one who's giving up rag he does that because he associated with a liberated person. So in this way, the eyes of Radhika, the chest of Radhika, the body of Radhika, and the Nivi Bandhan, the knot is becoming loose. These are all ecstatic symptoms. But Brinda Devi is describing them using the terminology of detachment and liberation, because this love is completely beyond this world. So beautiful. So then, Brinda Devi, Brinda Devi and Lalita, they go a little bit to the distance. And then Lalita noticed, oh, what is that? There was a swarm of bees going in the direction of the Madhavi Kunj. But now this swarm of bees have come out from the Madhavi Kunj and they're going in another direction. How is that possible? So then Brinda Devi said, oh, it means that Radha and Krishna have left the Kunj. Now bumblebees, they're very much attracted to the fragrance of Tulsi. So when Radha and Krishna meet together, then the fragrance of Tulsi manifests. This is why Tulsi is so dear to Sri Krishna. And so that the bumblebees are flying away from that Kunj means that Radha and Krishna have got up from the Kunj and they've gone. And they've gone walking into the forest. So then, the Brinda Devi, there's many things, but I want to just complete the katha for today. Many profound things in here. Brinda Devi and Lalita enter into the Kunj and they look and they see the bed of flowers. And from the drops of kumkum, from the drops of chandan, from the drops of kasturi, from the footlac, from the broken flowers and the broken pearl garlands and so on, they can see that and they have a spurti of the pastimes. It's like reverse engineering. By just looking at the scene, they can understand what type of beautiful pastimes have taken place there. So Brinda Devi, she's amazed. She says, Chakrida Yaraja Siranda Chasutta Badha Gokarna Mata Chikara Navabidda Karna Sayam Kuta Pravara Vibrama Kaushalani Radyaja Gista Batavairajitam Jigaya. I remember, seems like yesterday that Radhika was a little girl. She was just a small girl and her hair was in pigtails. And it was only, the hair was only as long as the ears of a cow. You know, Indian Brahmin cows, their ears fall down like this on either side of the face. So Radharani, her hair was in pigtails and it was only this long. And it was tied with a red string. And she just had, as a child, her first ear piercing ceremony. And after the ear piercing ceremony, then the parents, they put some kumkum and the turmeric on the ears so that there will not be an infection in the newly pierced ear. So Radharani, she has newly pierced ears. She said, I remember, she has newly pierced ears. She has the pigtails like this, very short. And when she was a little girl, she saw, oh, how do my earrings look? And she was looking in the mirror. trying to see earrings like this, and the pigtails were swinging here and there. How cute. I remember it just like yesterday. But now I'm seeing, how did she become so expert in loving pastimes? That even I can understand by the condition of this Pushpashaya, that even though Krishna is Ajit, he cannot be conquered by anyone, but Radhika has conquered Krishna. I understand this. So the idea is that when the Kishore Avastha comes, when the teenage time comes, then Radhika's the Madhur Prem manifests. And it is not only that Radhika's love is the guru of Krishna, but Prem is also the guru of Radhika. Where did Radhika learn all of these things? It was Prem itself that has taught her. Krishna Ranachaya Prem Bhakta Ranachaya Apaninachaya Tina Nachi Ekatai. Prem makes Krishna dance, Prem makes Radhika dance, and Prem itself dances. So Prem is like the professor, and Radha and Krishna like the two students. Vishnu Thakur calls that love Tarunya Bhatta, the professor of adolescence. The professor of Radhika's adolescence has come and giving lessons to Radha and Krishna in the arts of love. So then, now they understand that Radha and Krishna have gone to another place. So then, Lalita and Vrinda, they follow and they see that Radha and Krishna are sitting together in another kunj. Vrinda Devi said, let's listen to what they're saying. Radharani is saying, oh, place a blue lotus on my ear. And Krishna is taking a blue lotus and put it on his ear. Radharani said, you should decorate me with the Patravali. That means that Krishna will take some kasturi and paint new decorations. You know, Patravali means vines and leaves and flowers on the face of Radhika. She said, oh, Radhika's telling Krishna, you should place a belt of kadamba flowers around my waist. And because if my Sakis see me and I'm not decorated, they'll make jokes at my expense. So Radhika's telling Krishna, quickly decorate me, so that when I see my Sakis, they'll not criticize me. So then Krishna's decorating Radhika. And Krishna said, Nitam te puna uktatam brahmarakai kasturika patrakam netrabhyam vipalikritam kuvalaya dwandam chakarnapitam haras chaspita kanti bangi bi alam pishtanu peishi krita kim radeta vamandanena nitram anga asi jotita. Oh Radhika, what is the use of my decorating you? Because you are so beautiful, even without the decorations. I have painted this black kasturi patravali leaves on your forehead, but your beautiful curling hair is falling onto your forehead and competing. In fact, I have the fault of puna ukti. If there's a poet and he's writing a poem, but he repeats himself, then that is called the fault of redundancy, the fault of repetition. So Krishna said, Nitam te puna uktatam. If I paint your face with kasturi, then I have the fault of puna ukti, redundancy and repetition, because your own black curls are more beautiful. And though I have placed the blue lotus flowers over your ears, again, oh, this is bifal, this is fruitless, because Radhika has big blue eyes. And because she's looking here and there, the blueness of her eyes goes all the way around to her ears. And so again, there was no need to decorate your ears with the blue lotuses, because the blue light of your eyes reflects from your long glance. And, oh, I have decorated your chest with a beautiful necklace of jewels, of the diamonds. But this is also like pishtanu peishi krita. Pishtanu peishi means if you have something and you grind it to paste, right? And then you give that to someone and they grind it again. What's the point? You don't grind what has already been ground. You will not get anything extra. So pishtanu peishi krita. By giving a necklace of jewels around your neck, this is just like grinding what has already been ground. Why? Because when you shyly look down and smile, then the light of your teeth becomes like a necklace on your chest. So what was the So, oh Radhika, what is the use of my decorations when you yourself are just naturally so beautiful? So what is this? This is, Radhika is Swadina Bhatrika Kanta. Right? Swadina Radhika became the lover who completely controlled Krishna, telling him, oh, you should decorate me in this way and that way. And Krishna, what kind of hero? Anukul and Delalit, yes. 96 types of heroes, so one is called the Delalit Anukul. So this is the moment. Radhika is Swadina Bhatrika, Krishna is the Delalit Anukul hero. And so, by manifesting this drama, by manifesting this katha, that the pure devotees, when they speak, they see it. And the pure devotees, when they listen, they also have darshan. And they don't just have darshan like window shopping, looking from far away. But by hearing this katha, then the devotees' Manjari Swarup manifest. And they are there looking into that kunj where Krishna is decorating Radhika. And this is, remember at the beginning of the class we said, in a drama there should be some udesya, some motive. And what is the motive? The motive of the drama is that those who are hearing will think, if I can attain Radha Dasyam, to be the Manjari, the maidservant of Radhika, that is the greatest joy in all existence. So, another very significant point here, just to conclude. In Manashiksha, Raghunath Das Goswami said, Ratim Gaurī Leya Pita Pati Saundarya Kiranai Sachi Lakshmi Satya Parivabati Saum Bhagya Balanai Vasika Rais Chandravali Mukhanavina Brajasati Chapatya Radhyatam Hari Dayitaradam Bhajamana. It means, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the explanation, his commentary said, without taking shelter of Krishna's Purna Shakti, then one can never attain the fullest realization of the beauty and sweetness of the absolute truth. And therefore, Raghunath Das Goswami has given this verse to encourage everyone. Take shelter of Radhika. Become the Dasya of Radhika. And then one can see the incomparable beauty that no one else will ever see. Only the maidservants will see this. So, in this verse he said, O mind, give up all attachment and worship Radhika. Why? Because she inflames Rati, the consort of Cupid, Gaurī, the consort of Lord Shiva, Leela, the consort of Lord Narayan, by the rays of her beauty. She vanquishes Sachi, the wife of Indra, and Lakshmi, and Satyabhama, by her good fortune, and Vasikarais Chandravali Mukhanavina Brajasati. She dissipates the pride of all the chaste young girls of Braj, headed by Chandravali, by her power to bring Krishna under her control. Yeah. Right? So what is Raghunath Das Goswami saying in this verse of Manashiksha? He's pointing towards this moment here. And especially this moment. And the reason why it's especially this moment is Rupa Goswami in this Act 7 is giving a moment of great abhiman, pride. Radhikara dasi yadi hoy abhiman, shigala malai taba gokulakan. If anyone will have pride in being the dasi of Radhika, oh Radhika, I'm so proud of you. Then you don't have to do anything to attain Krishna. Krishna will be included like a free gift. In that. If you can just have that abhiman. So in this very moment, which has been portrayed today in this Harikatha, this is the abhiman. Oh Radhika, you are so great. You are not only greater than all the other gopis. You are not only greater than Chandravali, but you are enjoying loving pastimes with Krishna in Chandravali's Kunja at Gaurī Tīrtha. It's one thing if you meet with Krishna in your own Kunj, in Seva Kunj. But you are enjoying with Krishna in Chandravali. So that is a Param Vijayate. Radhe Jaya Jaya Mādhava Dayate Gokula Taruni Mandala Mayete. Oh glories to Radhika. You are the most glorious out of all the young girls in Gokul. Why? How you have controlled Krishna. And right there in the middle of the enemy territory. Huh? And Chandravali could not do anything. How glorious is Radhika. And Radhika can also defeat all these various goddesses and other gopis, because when the Rudabhav turns into Rudabhav, so that Rudabhav is only in Radhika's group, or Shamala, the friendly group, by association with Radhika. It's not naturally in them, but by associating with Radhika, sometimes they can experience. So Rudabhav is really the property, the sole property of Radhika and her group. It's not in others. So one of the symptoms of Modan, the first level of Adiruddha, is Premuru Sampad Kanta Atishai. And that means that this love Modan, Adiruddha, makes Krishna tremble and disturbs him in such a way that even other goddesses and other gopis, their love, it cannot affect Krishna in that way. So that is the symptom of Adiruddha. So in this way, we have come to the conclusion that the fifth component in dramaturgy is Udesya, the motive of the author. And by this katha, by this drama, Rupa Goswami's motive becomes fulfilled, that everyone who hears it, or sees this drama, or remembers this drama, who chants and remembers doing bhajan absorbed in the verses of this drama, then they'll all develop the powerful desire for Radha Dasyam and become Radhika's Manjaris. Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki Jai. Sadhu, sadhu. I pray that you can all feel some abhiman when you say Radhe, 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 Jai, 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 Si Radhe, Jai, Jai Radhe. So that's even not the end of the act. We're only halfway through. So it gets even. There are so many loose ends. There are so many. Remember, what did Padma do? Right. Okay. So what happens next? We'll explain in the next festival in North Carolina. So Haridas is already calling a bus company. So everyone, please join us next week for the festival in North Carolina. And if there's anything left over, there will be in New York. Jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Rupa Goswami Pada ki jai, Sri Sachidanand Gaurī ki jai, Vrindavan Bihari Lala ki jai, Vrishabhanu Raj Kumari Ju ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna.